guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about safe food that is good for your pigeons in the summertime. So when it comes to summer, you need to think about their diet, their treats, and how much you're feeding them as well. So if you think about yourself in the summer, the last thing you want to do is eat a whole roast dinner. So you want to go for something light, like a salad or a sandwich. That's the same sort of thing with pigeons. Like, you don't want to feed them like the really heavy sort of food, just because it can make them hot, it can make them like restless, and you just don't want that. So safe foods are things like lighter grains, wheat, barley, millets and oats. So lighter food is safer in the summer, just because it's not going to rest heavy on them, it's not going to make them hot, it's not going to like make them too full to the point where they don't do anything. Especially racing pigeons, you want to make sure they're sort of like, you want to make sure they're not like overfed. So in the summer, I tend to use a mix between the Buckton's brand, but also I get this bag from B&Q. It's the wild bird seed. As you can see, if you look through the hole, it's very grainy, it's very light, there's not much corn in there. Like when you're starting out especially, this would be a good food to have in the summertime. I also use millet sprays, which you don't know are beans. So these are like the millet seeds, as you can see them there. My pigeons absolutely love these as a treat. This is like a safe treat they can have. I mean, they can have it all year round, to be honest. It's safe for them to have, they really enjoy it, and it's a good version of enrichment as well. I use hemp rope to hang them up, and they'll just peck at it sort of like as and when you want to. So with the millet sprays, I hang it like this, look, so it is just hung onto the shelf. They have been pecking at this one, as you can see. I do them at different levels, so there's one here, look, which has got like obviously more like the bigger ones. Again, they're just hung up by hemp rope. In the summertime, you can also use like greens, so things like spinach, make sure it's chopped up quite nicely. You can use lettuce, again, just make sure it's like chopped up, you don't want it too big. And you can leave it in the leaves and they can just peck at it. I mean, there's a chance they might fight over it, so with my birds especially, I do like to sort of try and chop up a little bit. You can also offer fruit. My birds, I noticed, I think there is a video on here actually from last year where I used strawberries and blueberries and I think raspberries as well. Again, just make sure you chop them up and have them on a little dish where it's not going to soak into like the floor. So I use like just a little plate, I think, just like a little plate on the shelf, and they just help themselves. So yeah, all of these have obviously water in them, so it'll keep them hydrated too. So in the summertime, I tend not to feed too much corn. So when I mean like corn kernels, just because it can rest quite heavy on them. So if you are going to use sort of like a food that has corn in it, definitely just use like a small amount, just to make sure that it's not going to rest too heavy on them while they're sort of obviously like, because my birds are fancy pigeons, so they don't race. So obviously just make sure they're not getting too full and being overfed in the summertime. The other thing that is really good for them to have, and this is like an all year round thing, is grains and minerals. So that's like your grit that you use. I personally use like a bit of a mix of a grit, so I'll show you. So you can see the little bits of like grit, you've got like a bit of shell in there, you've got all sorts in here really, it's a good little mix. But basically in the grit is where they're going to get their grains and their minerals from. That's what obviously will keep them healthy, give them like their vitamins, like their calcium, just bits like that. The last and final point is fresh water. So their water sources, to make sure that you change them regularly, especially in the summertime. In the winter, you probably get away with changing them sort of like twice, 3 times a day maybe, but in the summertime. So my summer routine will be come in, feed them, change their water. Obviously I say hello to them or give them all a cuddle and all that, you know, morning greeting. And then I'll probably change it again sort of like mid-morning, just after lunchtime, and then again just before I do close up for the night, and before obviously I shut them in. So just make sure that obviously before the night time you do change the water to have fresh water overnight. Obviously they do rest, they do sleep, but they still do need a drink overnight. So that's all for this video. If you have any other video suggestions, please let me know in the comments and I can make that happen for you guys.